Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. I'm looking at a tree, magnificent tree which seems to get slightly thicker on the way up and then thinner towards the top, very high up. You may think, well, that's pretty unremarkable. I don't know why I tuned into this chap, but I'm right next to an even higher edifice, this time man-made, the tower of the main church, parish church in Rickmansworth, called St Mary the Virgin. And it's a magnificent church. I think services have been held here since the 13th century, or in a building on this site. Not sure if it's actually this building. I'll have a walk round. Now, I've looked at other churches, and you know how interested I am in how the flint is organised. Here it is very organised in nice, neat rows, which is good. But I also quite like the jigsaw method, where it's sort of scattered about a bit. And the corners all have stones to mark them. So I still gasp in wonder at how on earth they managed to make this in medieval times, which presumably they did, using wooden scaffolding, a bit of luck here and there, and they built this great church. We're walking around, this is the west door. There's often a west door for churches, not always, sometimes there's a glass window, an engraved window or something. Over there in front of me is the Feathers pub. That's pretty old as well. It's quite full, very popular, because it's a Saturday after Christmas. It's New Year's Eve, the 30th of January. So I'm still struck by this tower. It's magnificent, isn't it? There's some interesting graves. This is just going to be a short summary today. This one, at a slight angle, is William Bennett. Bennett. Died 26th of February 1825, in the 54th year of his age. So that's a funny way of putting it. But I suppose that was about the average life expectancy in those days. But I'm particularly struck by this headstone here, which looks almost brand new, but the writing is virtually illegible now. But this chap, John Taylor, died, it looks like 1879. So whoever engraved that didn't perhaps make the engraving deep enough. I don't know. I just don't know. There are a lot of other graves, of course, it being a graveyard. The church itself is one of the biggest around, really, in northwest London, and occasionally they have concerts. I've been to several concerts here. Well, one, which was a few years ago. It's very nice, a lot of singing going on. It's what you'd get. Now here's a board which says, "Welcome to St Mary's, solving the whole community." And there's some obviously out-of-date notices. Christmas at St Mary's. Let's come together to celebrate Christingle. Well, that's in the past. St Mary the Virgin, make a donation using the GR code, etc. We live with the times. United with Ukraine. It's a bit topical. And some notes here. Welcome to St Mary's. Oh! No, in fact, there are some things going on in the next couple of days. So there you are. So it's not completely out of date. There's a Christmas tree by the entrance, which I quite like, and a kind of porch which also has flint construction, also covering the entrance, so people don't get wet immediately leaving or going into the church. The people locally and otherwise use this path through the churchyard, the graveyard, as a shortcut, because it comes out not very far from the Grand Union Canal, and in fact that's what I'm doing as well. So on Wiki, whatever it is, there's not a lot of information about this church, except to say that services have been held here, or there have been people worshipping here since I think about 1215, something like that, which ran about the time, of course, Magna Carta was 1215, don't know if you know that. Here's an interesting one. It's nice when people get a gravestone or a plaque in the wall. And there's Elizabeth, widow of Thomas Wilson. Most of the rest of the stuff is illegible, but there you go. Obviously she was an important or well-loved figure. There's a nice little bench to sit where you can contemplate the end of your loved one, or life, the meaning and everything. And there's a fantastic tree, isn't it? It looks like it's got fingers, arms reaching up to the sky. Here we are on the east side, and again the flints are all regular in lines. There's a magnificent window that would be behind the high altar, and flints all the way around. It doesn't necessarily mean that the church was originally made from flint. It might have been added later, and in fact those flints, serried ranks of flint, different colours. Some effort has been made to conform, whereas the annex, or the bit on the side here, it's probably a chapel. It's the jigsaw method, which, well, I call it the jigsaw method. I like both, but this tree is something else. Isn't it marvellous? So there we are. We can see from here, above the church, there is a flag, a St George's flag flying. I don't know if that means anything. It's not St George's Day, nowhere near. That's March 23rd, is it? I can't remember. And over there there's a sort of cenotaph, still of course with the poppies after the November the 11th commemoration. Thanks a lot for watching. Peter the Rock, Saturday 30th of December. Cheers, like and subscribe. Cheers.